Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to Fernando Vargas Jr. straight off the back of an epic knockout on his bare knuckle debut. BKB 57 going down in London now, 13-1 in pro boxing as well. Part of the Vargas Dynasty. Three brothers at the top of the game. And of course, the gentleman you're named after, absolutely elite in the game. Also, your trainer, Fernando Vargas. Boxing runs in the blood. It's great to see you. And you must be loving life right now. How's it going?
Man, yeah, we just got back. Me and my brother Amado from the UK. UK fans were so passionate. We felt the energy there. We loved the UK. We saw the big band. And immediately after we vacationed, my mom wasn't able to come to the fight. She had to take care of some stuff back home. We went to France. We enjoyed some fights yesterday. It was a Peta and Roach fight, some great fights. And we're back here in Vegas.
Beautiful. And did it feel different landing that first punch, taking the gloves off? What was the feeling like?
Yeah, it was something a little different, you know. Look, it felt just like boxing though. I'm gonna be real with you. It's still a fight. Um he didn't really land too much on me, so my defense was on point, was using my footwork as best as I could. Took me a little while to kind of get adjusted in there. So it was a small little trigon. You take one step, two steps back, your back's already on the rope. So I just knew I had to be a sharpshooter. I was gonna catch him in the end of my punches. He was just coming to brawl, throw everything in the book. He poked my eye. I mean, my eye. You see towards the end of the first round, I was blinking like crazy, stabbed in. I wasn't able to see at all. I go to the corner and I tell my dad, I'm like, Dad, I can't see shit. Like I literally I was like, oh fuck. Like if he would have landed anything, it would have been at the end of that first round. But that just goes to show you the severity of bare knuckle. Like, you know, the guy wasn't on my level, right? But he poked me in the eye and I couldn't see shit. I mean, if he could have landed something, he could have. My dad's like told me in the corner, don't worry, son, you're gonna get it. Your vision's gonna come back to you at the end of the round. So I was like, fuck, hoping and praying that it was gonna come back. It did a little bit. I was still seeing hazy, but we got the job done.
So, what are your thoughts on bare knuckle for your future? Are we going to see you mixing it up with both sports?
Look, it's a great outlet. It's a different path, right? But you know, my bread and butter is boxing. You know, I was at the highest stage. I fought in the Canelo Crawford card in front of 72,000 fans. Only thing I lacked you know, I was inexperienced. So I was fighting, you know, fights in LA and, you know, smaller venues. And then I go to the biggest fight of the century and you know, it was a great experience. I had it either way, honestly. I had myself even winning. They didn't count my knockdown. I won the whole first part of that fight. I think at the end he was just outpointing me. But you know, I look at the tape and I should have just risked more. I should have thrown more. But I can't cry over spilled milk. I definitely do want to run that back with Callum. He was a great fighter that night. I take nothing away from him. I didn't lose to a bum. I lost to a guy who had a great pedigree. And you know, I want him to taste his first L. I think my first fight back in boxing is gonna be this year. So we're excited. We're in negotiations right now, but come on, man. My bread and butter is boxing, and I can't wait to show you guys what I've been working on in the boxing ring. You know, and I'm coming to a new weight class. I'm gonna come. I want to fight Callum, but I'm coming to 147. I feel he rehydrated so heavy. I mean, I'm so big. I mean, Callum was a big dude, you know, and I think I'm a 147 pounder. So that's something that me and my team we put together. I'm gonna have a nutritionist. I'm gonna have a chef. I'm gonna have everything necessary for me to make that weight comfortably with time. And I think I'll be dangerous at 147.
A lot of exciting fights for you. What stands out for you in your future in terms of the most electrifying opponents that you just got to get done?
Man, and you know, anyone that's in the way, you know, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm a force to be reckoned with. You know, me and all my brothers, whenever we fight, people love to talk about me and my brother Amado the most. That you know we're this, that, and the third, but they always tune in, bro. And so, and we got a lot of respect off that bare knuckle fight, man. And fight fans gotta take their hat off to me and Amado because that shit is crazy, bro.
How cool is it for you as your brother, seeing you and your brother do your thing together in London? making your bare knuckle debut together?
Yeah, bro. There's nothing like it. Like we said before, um, there's no greater feeling like winning with your family, man. Like genuinely having your brother right next to you, literally in your corner, cheering you on, rooting you on, seeing you in camp. People don't realize they didn't even know about this. Amado making weight, he passed out. I was nervous. I was like, fuck, hopefully, he'll feel good. It's his first bare knuckle fight. He did the bath where he was in there for like 15, 20 minutes. He got up too quick. He just got up right away. And, you got to sit down. You got to gradually get up from there because you get lightheaded. They wrapped him up in a blanket and, so he passed out. But it just goes to show you a lot of fight fans, they don't see what fighters got to go through, man. I mean, they just think we're just some pretty boys. And, we show what we got in bare knuckle, man. I mean, look, we got style. Yes, we wear the chains and different stuff like that, but we're fighters, man. Once that switch goes on, I mean, my pinky's still messed up, man. I mean, look, it's not even straight. Hopefully, I don't have to get surgery, but that's what it's looking like. I'm gonna have to get some surgery on my pinky. I don't need a pinky, bro. We're good. Boxing gloves, you don't need pinkies.
BKB seemed to be on the up. Big budget situations, big talents. How bright is their future?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a great thing. It's something new. 10, 15 years ago, you would never think you'd be able to sanction some fights like that, right? But, we're in a different age. We're in a different time in the fight game. And I think a lot of fighters now, they're securing the bag. I mean, they took care of me and Amado tremendously. We would not do that if they didn't take care of us. And it made sense. So, look, at the end of the day, once the smoke and the mirrors fade away, everybody focuses on the next fighter. So he got to do what's best for us. And that's how you see Shakur did that deal with Zuffa. Zuffa was getting a lot of backlash, and you got Berlanga, and you got all these Andy Ruiz, all these fighters signing with Zuffa. They're taking care of their future, man. I mean, I know Shakur don't care about them belts. He knows he's the world champion, but he's securing his future, man.
Do you think Zuffa waters down the individuality of fighters a little bit because they all wear uniforms and you're a showman, you're a personality? Do you think that's a shame in a way? Do you think that's an issue?
I think so. I wanna look good, man. Fight night. I wanna look with nice trunks. I mean, yeah, it takes a little bit of the flavor away. I mean, but then that's that business model that Dana White has. He has all the sponsorships. He has, I mean, even when they weigh in, the underwear is like sponsored by Monster or whatever sponsors that he has going on. They're paying him. He's making that money. So you can't wear no logos on your trunks. And it's like, man, that's how us fighters we make make our extra buck or two in the ring. So but I think it's a fresh thing. It's a fresh thing. It's something new. You got to take your hat off to Dana White. He's a mogul, and I just think that's where we are with the fight game right now. It's something different.
Can anyone touch Dana White, whether it's Eddie Hearn or Jake Paul even? They just merged PFL and MVP. What do you make of that?
Listen, PFL and MVP, yeah, I just saw they locked that deal in. Good for Jake Paul, man. He's doing a great thing for women's boxing. Women's boxing, like I said, even 2 years ago, 3, 4 years ago, wasn't where it is now. So it's good to see the women getting the same, maybe not the same, but better pay and, to be highlighted more because they're putting their bodies through, the same things we're putting our bodies through.
For you just came back from London, right? As an Englishman, I got to ask you, Fury, Joshua, as a boxer, how do you evaluate that? Has the shine been taken away or can they still make the magic with that fight?
They can still do that, bro. Come on, Tyson's gonna sell everything out, bro. Like it's a fucking. He is the UK, bro. I mean, and I say that with all due respect. AJ's a great, talent, and he's a world champion. But there's only one Tyson Fury. We have a lot of love for the Tysons, for the Furies. He would be out here. We actually ran together, Mount Charleston. He was just giving me some pointers, and he told me he grew up with money. He grew up. His dad was a car salesman, and they would always knock him like, "Oh, you have money, you're not hungry. You're not hungry." I don't know where that ever came from, right? But me and my brothers were all hungry, and when granted, my dad, you know, did what he did, but we want our own respect. We want our own fights. We want our own valor. We want to earn our own stripes. So when he told me that, I was like, that's so true. And I've always not cared what people think, not cared what people have to say. I'm gonna be me. If you like me, cool. If, you see a lot of people like, oh, you need to be more humble. You need to be like Emmy. Hey, Emmy's Emmy. Emmy's a great, it's his personality. He's very, to himself and very business-like. That's my brother. I'm not trying to be him. I'm myself. If you love me, you love me. If you don't, it's okay. Jesus was hated, and that's the King of Kings. You know what I'm saying? And so I've never shied away from being myself.
Boxers, you have to be competitive, right? How do you deal with the rivalry between your brothers, all trying to be the best?
It's tough, bro. We compete in everything, man. Just who has the better car, who has more properties, who has the better girl. You know what I mean? I think it's just a brother thing, man. I mean, look, me and my brother, we kind of went viral a little bit, Amado, for getting into a little tussle. But, bro, what family doesn't get into it with their brother? Like, if you have brothers, it's like, bro, at the end of the day, me and my brother were good. I call him. If I need anything, if he needs anything, we're here for each other. So, look, it went viral, but it just shows you that, man, anybody could just pull out a phone and, record stuff. And, we felt really bad that, we brought bad publicity to my dad and his name because we're attached to him, As much as we're men, we're attached to my dad. So, that wasn't a good thing, but only thing you could do is learn from that.
How is that for you, having your dad as your coach?
I love it, bro. I love it. There's nothing like it. I mean, you see the Eubanks, you see Conor Ben and his dad. I mean, fans love to see it. It's a little tough because they'll always see us as, junior, their kids, no matter how old you get. But I think juniors just got to realize, man, you got to be grateful that you have someone there that's able to guide you, literally, that is at the top of the sport and knows everything you're feeling firsthand. He knows the butterflies. He knows the preparation for in camps. He knows the training that needs to be done. So there's nothing like it, man. I mean, we're always talking boxing. We're always together. I mean, we're eating right now together as a family, and it's just, there's a lot of families, there's a lot of brothers, there's a lot of moms and dads that don't talk, and it's a beautiful thing that our family gets highlighted of how tight and how close we are.
Yeah, the Vargas Dynasty, man. If you could
Come
play
on, man.
matchmaker and anything you want for each of your family members, who would you be fighting if you were in charge of the card in Vegas, star-studded?
What do you mean by
all be partying?
What do you mean by that?
If you were in charge of the card, your brothers, who would all your opponents be, even your dad, who would you match with if you could match anybody?
Man, that's a good question. I've never thought about that. Shit, I'd love to see my dad running back with De La Hoya or, Trinidad or, man, Mosley. I mean, that'd be great. I mean, man, I could fight Mosley Jr., Amado, could fight Oblivion. Oblivion been running his mouth about our family, but he's always commenting. He said, I fought a 50-year-old man. He was 34. It's fucking bare knuckle. Let's see you do a bare knuckle fight. And then he's always commenting on our shit. This little kid Oblivion, he's a little streamer. Bro, social media made it a thing where motherfuckers could say whatever the fuck they want without getting punched in the face, bro. And it's like, these streamers is just this new thing now. They feel they're untouchable. And, I think they're in negotiations right now of putting a fight together with Amado and Oblivion. I think it's close to $1 million. So if you're going to shy away from $1 million, I know you've never made that before, then you're pretty much a bitch, bro. You don't want to run it with my brother. Amado will sleep. Amado will mop the floor with fucking Oblivion. You know what I'm saying? He's not no real fighter, bro. He's not. So him fighting Oblivion, and then maybe Emmy and Abdullah Mason, or Emmy and shit, man. Emmy's hot right now, bro. I mean, shit, he's a fight away from a world title fight. maybe George Kambosos or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a great fight.
Yeah, that would be very tasty. And for you, have you got a master plan? Because I feel like you can do anything, and then I feel like there's now that you've done bare knuckle, it opens more doors, perhaps, right? So, what's the ultimate goal? Have you mapped out a path to your ultimate goal?
The ultimate goal is to become world champion, brother, in boxing. You know, that's our bread and butter. You know, we're not gonna shy away and detour from the original plan. You know, granted, yeah, my last fight I came up short, but it was in front of 72,000 fans. It was on Netflix. I was the co-main to Canelo Crawford, and I take that with me as experience. So, I tasted defeat. I got depressed after that fight real bad, brother. You know, it was something that I think a lot of fighters don't talk about. When you taste that first L, it hurts. You know, but guess what? It's life, and it's not a movie. Not everybody could be Floyd, and I'm still called to be world champion. God has big plans for our family. One fight at a time. Of course, in the long term, we were thinking all of us to be world champion and make our dad proud, right? But you know, we got to take it one fight at a time. I think 147 would be a better weight for me. I still got some, some fat that I could cut. I could get a little cutter, and if I make that sacrifice with the food and get a nutritionist and eat the right foods and be strong at 147, man, I'll be a big 147 pounder, man. And they had me on that fight as 5'8". I am not 5'8". I'm like 5'11", bro. That was weird.
Fair. Speaking of crossing over, right? Did you see that Rolly Romero clip where I think he got shouldered and then he
Yeah.
flipped the guy over? It was incredible.
That guy's a clown, bro. That guy's a clown. He's a sparring partner for all these fucking fighters here in Vegas. He's always getting fucked up. I've sparred him too, and him and his brother always have a loud mouth. My dad was gonna fuck up his brother because they just talk shit, bro. Like, you can't even get good sparring or work because you end up wanting to fuck him up like out of boxing. And it's like, bro, we're professionals, bro. At the end of the day, we're getting ready for fights. We want serious work. We don't want you to be running your mouth. And that's great. We want good sparring like that where they could try to come and knock your head off. That's great. I'm not opposed to that. But don't be a clown about it, bro. Like, he had what's coming, what came to him. And he better save that video, screen record it, because that's the only fame he's ever gonna get. He ain't gonna be shit as a fighter. He's garbage.
What, the dude that got flipped over?
Yeah, bro. He's a clown.
What's his name?
I don't know, bro. I'm not even gonna give him no publicity.
Okay, fair enough, man. What about you? Any movies in your future or anything like that? What are you looking for?
Man, it'd be dope to do that, bro. I mean, I'm not opposed to it. My dad was in Alpha Dog. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yeah.
That was a great movie, man. My dad was not acting though. They're like, "Your dad acting so good." I'm like, bro, he was not acting. Like, he's dead ass that crazy, bro. Like, that'd be dope, bro. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I'm gonna have to run it with my managers. Sky's the limit with our family, though, man. We're blessed to be able to put our different hats on and be able to cross over into different sports, and we just owe it all to God. God is the greatest. He has a special calling on our family's life, and I just love it when little kids come up to us and they genuinely just want to take a picture or say they see my clips, and oh, that's beautiful, bro. It's like, kids are so innocent, and that's what it's all about, is motivating the youth and motivating the future generation of fighters, because once we're done, then it's them. So it's all about the kids, bro.
I've had the privilege to interview fighters from all around the world. You're Mexican American. What is it about the Mexican style in boxing, the beauty of it, the aggression? Why are Mexicans so built different in that sense?
I think because you don't back down. It's in our blood. It even goes into the Aztecs and the warriors that that we are. The last thing that we got that is heart. You know what I'm saying? I mean, first thing we got is heart. So you can never count a Mexican out, and it's fan friendly. We're not worried to get take a lick or two and just come forward, prowling at times. And it's great for the fight fans. It's entertainment.
Who's the best dressed fighter right now in boxing?
Me. I am. Um, who's else pretty cool? Yeah, I'll say Berlanga got some style. Even though I don't like him, Berlanga got some style. You know, he got that New York style. I'll say even Tank address. Eubank, my boy Connor Ben. I was out there, Connor Ben. When I was out there for the fight, he laced me with a barber out there. We were gonna meet up, but he's in training right now. I got him on a side note beating Ryan Garcia. I want him to beat Ryan Garcia, bro.
Why?
I just don't like Ryan Garcia.
Don't like Garcia.
You said what?
You don't like Garcia?
He's just, bro. He's a one-trick pony. He got one left hook. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it was gonna be Mario Barrios. It was a tailor-made fight for him to win. And my guy's Mario Barrios. That's one of my friends. But I had Ryan winning that fight. I knew he was gonna win. But I don't know, bro. There's always back and forth stuff with my family and his family. My brother Amado beat his brother. So he retired him. He was making subs at Jersey Mike's. It's a restaurant chain over here, like a Subway. So he was making some subs after that fight. So I guess he wanted to be a cop or something. But yeah, I mean, my brother retired him. He retired Dean the Great. Now he's a streamer, and it's just, I would let a fight Broner. That'd be great. My brother Amado fight Dean again, and then I can fight Broner on a fantasy match or something like that. That'd be great.
Man, anything's possible. Whose style do you admire the most right now? And in terms of like young boxers coming up, who should they be watching?
Like fighting style?
Yeah. Footwork.
I like my brother Emmy. Emmy's great footwork in and out. I mean, you saw it straight left. He was out of the line, threw that left hand beautiful out the pipe. I like Benavidez. Benavidez, we were close to him and his team, and man, that guy throws a lot of punches. I mean, he's in shape. For you to throw that many punches, and what he did at Zurdo, I mean, I got a lot of love and respect for Zurdo. We're great friends, but man, I did not see him doing that, moving up weight classes like that, and he's hard to be beat. Shakur as well. I mean, I don't like the guy, but guess what? He doesn't get hit, and that's boxing. Hit and not get hit. I mean, I'm a fighter. I'm a southpaw, so man, that fight was a pay to really give me a lot of respect for him, because I just thought he just kind of like hits and moves and just does enough to get by. But he bit down with Zepeda, man. He showed heart. He was able to take some shots. So I like Shakur. I like Tank. Real selective. He's a sharpshooter. May not throw a lot of punches, but once he lands, he lands. I like looking at Lomachenko. I know he's not fighting no more, but I love his footwork. Man, I'm a big fan of the fight game, man. You can learn from anybody.
That's great to hear, man. And last one, I guess. Well, what's your biggest cardio secret? How do you continue to throw round after round?
What you got to do is hit sprints. I like hitting sprints the day before. So you could hit 3 miles as fast as you can. And for half a lap, you hit a full-on sprint. Bam! And then you're still running at a fast pace. And then you hit sprints helping, man. That's like when you're throwing punches and bunches. And then you're back to boxing. Like, you're breathing. Boom, boom, right? You could do back drills, touching, and then ripping 10 seconds. Ripping, and then touching, ripping. There's different things, man. Elevated runs. There's runs here that in Las Vegas, I go every Saturday when I'm in camp. It's like 12,000 feet elevation over here in Vegas. It's called Mount Charleston. I'll go on a Saturday with a couple of my buddies, and we'll run 5 miles uphill. When you come back down here, man, and you come back feeling your lungs open up and your legs, for the later rounds. And it's just, there's so many different things you could do, man. Swimming's great. It's all on how you want to prepare, but I'll say sprints.
That's the one, man. I'm inspired now. Dude, it's been great to see you. Going to be watching your career with interest as always. Maximum respect. Cheers.